Okay, unpopular opinion. I don't think women should have to work. I know there are a lot of strong, independent women out there, and I respect them very much. But the idea that you have to work in order to live as a woman, I think that's pretty harsh. My solution for it is that I think that women ought to be married. That's not really like a realistic thing for a lot of people. Like I'm learning as I'm getting older. A lot of people are struggling with marriage, getting married in the first place. And even when you do get married, a lot of people talk a bit about divorce. So, like, people divorce quick. Now, a solution for this is just if women just marry a man and then that man works and take care of that woman, I think it will solve a lot of the world's problems. And the reason why I think this is because when you think about a man going to work, man can work 7 days a week throughout the month. Women can too, but what we don't like to account for is that women go through a lot of bodily changes, like, they got their time of the month or, they get all the mood swings that come with it. Now, every time you talk about the vulnerabilities of a woman, people are quick to call you out for being like misogynistic or even sexist. But these are facts. Women, they have a hard time in the workforce. So now I'm in my 30s, and one thing that I'm learning as I'm getting older is that most of my strong, independent female friends, the topic of the day is always how much they hate their jobs. Now, I'm not saying this to call them out or anything, but I just feel like this whole idea of reinventing the wheel, that women are equal to men and therefore women can choose their own destiny and they could have their own job and they could be in the workforce, have a career just like a man. I'm here to give the argument that no, women can't compete with men in the workforce. Generally speaking, women like to be at home or about their business doing other things. We don't want to work day in and day out. We don't want to slave, sweat, and compete against men. Yeah. So I think it's a terrible idea in this day and age that women have to get out here, tussle and toil, compete against men. If you have cramps during that time of the month, nobody cares. If one of your kids get sick, nobody cares. Now, this is where I get back to my other point of I think that women ought to get married to men, and specifically getting married to men before they have children. And ideally, those children will be that man's biological kids. The reason why I think all of those points are important to stress is because now you'll have someone with a vested interest in case you or your child gets sick. For example, if a woman has a sick child, she has a full time job, and her boss doesn't care about her child being sick, no problem. Her husband, who ideally is the child's father, will be able to be like, okay, why don't you just call out and, I'll pay for the day. Now, the reason why I say it's ideal that that man is that child's father is because he will automatically have a vested interest in his child being taken care of by his wife, who's the child's mother. And so that's just simple math. But I know we've complicated things because, once again, women are in the workforce and they're competing against other men. And we're also experiencing that the world doesn't care about your sick child or your menstrual cramps. All it cares about is profit. So that's why I don't think that women should be in the workforce. And that's why I think that men being married to women is the ultimate solution.